Hey everybody, Steven here, and today looking at a protective case for the ROG Ally. This one is from MiiMall here, and the ROG Ally has been out for a while now, so we're finally starting to see a lot of different products from third-party vendors hitting the market. It was a little bare bones there for a minute when this first launched, but now we're starting to see more and more products, which is a good thing because now we have more options. One of the reasons I went with this particular one though is because it does have the built-in kickstand, which the ROG Ally comes with their little kickstand thing, but it's cheap. It's like a little cardboard piece. It works fine in terms of the function, but it's just something cheap that they could give everybody because the ROG Ally doesn't have an option built into it like we see with some other handhelds. My concern with it is that anytime it gets wet, it's eventually just going to begin to break down, or if there's enough pressure on it, it's just going to crush because it's just kind of like a thicker cardboard. This protective case here is made of thermoplastic polyurethane and polycarbonate, so it has the rigid but slightly flexible plastic with this, so it has that give where it needs it, but it's rigid where it needs a good amount of support. Now, one of the things I'm checking right now on the video here is this has that more rigid plastic up top, and the grooves here are quite deep, so it does offer a good amount of protection. But if you're needing to plug something in, like my Razer headset dongle there, if it's not the right shape, it's not going to fit. So I actually use the angled 90 degrees adapter that helps with this, and I've needed this on other handhelds, so I've had it around for a while. It's just something that is very handy when it comes to these, but something to be mindful of is if you're trying to plug something into this, just make sure that it will have the right amount of clearance, or at least that you have the adapter. Otherwise it's going to be frustrating. Next, just doing a shake test to make sure that the kickstand here will stay in place, and also that the device feels secure in this protective case as well. And it does. Everything feels really, really good. And I wanted to address that because I saw some reviews on Amazon and they said that it was very loose for the fitting. I don't know if that's just some issue with manufacturing where they got kind of just a defective product, but mine feels very secure. It feels great in my hands too. That's the other thing, is it's comfortable. It's not something that's adding a ton of heft, weight, or just a lot more thickness to the handheld, which is a good thing. So it does mean that you can comfortably play on your ROG Ally for a long period of time without any fatigue or issues with this. So overall, I'm extremely happy with this protective case here. The price point, $19.99. That's a solid price in my opinion. We're gonna see a lot more. Maybe they come in just a little bit cheaper, maybe a little bit more expensive. It depends on the features here, but it seems to be the standard that most of these are probably gonna be $15 to $25. And that's across the board, because I think of the ROG Ally being just like a Windows version of the Steam Deck. Different specs, things like that, but in terms of like, it's very popular like the Steam Deck, so we should see a lot more products, especially when you're comparing to other things like the AO Neo or the One X player. I just don't see as many peripherals for those devices compared to the Steam Deck and now the ROG Ally, so I think that is a very solid price point. The issues with this not fitting for a lot of people, my initial concern was gonna be this took about 2 weeks. It shipped out of China to get to me. And I was like, man, that's a bummer. I don't want to have to sit around and wait 2 weeks for one of these in terms of recommending it to people. But this is actually listed at 1 day with Prime now. So they probably bulk sent a bunch to the Amazon warehouse so you can get this. So if there is any issue, you can just quickly get it replaced. Mine had none of the issues that these other people were talking about with the fit. It fits really, really good. It does come in a black version as well. My concern with the white version would be that over time it's probably going to get stained just because it's white. You're going to see different scuff marks. Maybe it sits in the sun for a long time. It maybe turns like a yellowish color. But if you want to avoid that altogether, just get the black version of this and you shouldn't have any potential for that to happen, because I don't know if that's going to happen with this. It's really just my assumption based off the fact that it's white and it's plastic. Down the road, something's probably going to happen and I'm going to see just marks show up on this because of just it being white. The kickstand here, I think it's durable enough. I wouldn't put it on my list of concerns. If it does break, that's going to be a big bummer. Maybe this falls or something like that and just hits it just right where it does break that. You're probably going to need to buy another one if you can't fix it yourself. But again, the price point here is pretty cheap, so it's not something where I would be super concerned with it. Now, if I was paying like 50 bucks for one of these, then I'd be really upset that that broke. With this only being 20, if it breaks way down the road, then it's just I'll replace it. But I don't think that's going to happen unless it takes a really massive hit at just an awkward angle with that. One last thing I wanted to mention is this will fit inside of the ROG Ally carrying case I reviewed on the channel a couple weeks ago. I can't speak for every carrying case out there, but it does fit the one I reviewed. I'll have a link for that video in the description, as well as one on the screen protector I have on the Ally. I'll also have links for all of these products in the description, including the 90-degree USB Type-C adapter I mentioned earlier. If you have any questions about these products though, let me know in the comment section and I'll make sure to answer that for you there. If you like the video, hit the like button for me as it helps the channel out. If you want to continue to follow along with all my content, hit the subscribe button for me. And as always, thanks so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video.